You are listening to Julia's Trucking Cafe News Hour. Hello and welcome to Julia's Trucking Cafe Trucking News Hour. Thank you for joining me again this week. This week I'm going to be using my glasses. My eyes are bothering me, so I don't have my contacts in. So you're going to see a little bit of glare on my lenses from my teleprompter that I used. I don't really have any extra lighting or anything at the moment. I'm working on that to cut down on the glare. I actually can see better with my glasses than even with my contacts. But anyway, thank you again for joining me, and let's get to the news. A Missouri company is offering free overnight truck parking to support drivers during this pandemic. This article was written in April of 2015. A company near Springfield, Missouri, recently announced that they are offering free overnight truck parking as a way to thank drivers who are hauling essential supplies during the coronavirus outbreak. Bob's Parking, which is located off Interstate 44 at exit 88 near Springfield, announced on March 30th that they would provide truckers with free overnight parking for the next 30 days. I don't know why they don't do it longer, but maybe they have extended it. Let me check into that and I'll see if they extended it by chance. The company says that there's, quote, no need to check in, just find a space and get some much needed rest, end quote. Drivers are encouraged to Google the address at 9870 Highway 00, Strafford, Missouri, zip code 65757. They're asked to limit their free stay to one single night to make sure that others can benefit from extra parking as well. They say they want to help truck drivers during the tough times created by this pandemic. So it's very nice of Bob's Parking to go ahead and help us out. And a truck driver that was waiting to get loaded at a paper mill was able to capture a massive explosion on camera. A huge explosion occurred at a Maine paper mill back in April and was caught on camera by a truck driver. The explosion occurred at Androscoggin Mill in Jay, Maine, around noon on that Wednesday. Maine Department of Public Safety reports that all employees are accounted for and that no injuries were reported. About 500 people are employed by the mill. Maine State Police and the State Fire Marshal's office were on the scene to investigate the cause of the explosion. The preliminary investigation indicates that a rupture in a pressure vessel was to blame for the blast. The truck driver, Rick Pratt, was waiting in a line of trucks at the mill and managed to capture the footage of the explosion. The video is at the bottom of this article that you'll find at episode 81 in the show notes at juliastruckingcafe.com. Then go to the cafe menu and scroll down to show notes, and you'll have a list of all the episodes, all the different articles that I talk about in each episode. And a group tells stores to give truckers access to hand sanitizers, wipes, and restrooms. The group says that truckers who are hauling these essential supplies are unable to buy them for themselves. Yeah, we can't find it out here. The Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, otherwise known as OOIDA, penned a letter to major grocery store industry members asking for help on behalf of the nation's truck drivers during this virus emergency. On April 14th, OOIDA sent the letter to grocery store retailers like Target, Walmart, and Walgreens, asking them to assist drivers who are hauling supplies during the COVID-19 crisis by giving them access to these essential supplies. Executive Vice President Huey Poog, we know Huey from one of the Senate committees that he graciously attended and told them, where they could pretty much shove their rules. But anyways, I'm just saying that, not him. Anyways, I quote from his letter, "We are currently receiving several hundred calls daily from drivers who are unable to buy essential supplies to protect themselves from COVID-19. Basic items like paper towels, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes are nearly impossible to find. The irony is that truckers are hauling these supplies, but they're unable to actually buy them. We are asking our respective companies to make these essential items available to drivers for purchase or through donations. These supplies are the only protections truckers have to defend themselves from COVID-19. It would also be nice if truckers were able to use your restroom facilities when they are delivering freight to your warehouse or retail business locations. Yeah, we have to go out to a porta-john. You don't know how many times I had to use a porta-john, and they don't even have toilet paper out in the porta-john. You know, it's bad enough we got to use that stanky thing, but then don't even have TP paper because everybody's hoarding it. So luckily, I was able to find some, and I got it stacked up in the loft upstairs. Actually, it's, I guess, that way. And the cat has the upstairs loft, my co-driver. And so, yeah, she sleeps on the TP paper. But anyway, Louis points out that if truckers get sick, there will be additional disruption to the supply chain. Quote, truckers are on the front lines of the supply chain, which is precisely why it's important to support them as much as reasonably possible, end quote. And Trump holds a gathering to thank truckers for their heroics during the pandemic. This is April 16th. President Trump held a major event on the South Lawn of the White House to recognize and praise the efforts of U.S. truckers who have kept the nation moving in the face of a crippling virus outbreak. Dude, where's my invite? Come on. You know, I'm a radio show personality. I didn't get an invite. What the heck? I'm going to get your butt on Twitter. Trust me. Anyway, back to the news. During the coronavirus outbreak, federal authorities have recognized such drivers as essential workers and have lifted regulations, as we all know, to speed deliveries as panicked shoppers leave grocery store shelves bare and put the national supply chain to the test. On one hand, in the weeks since Trump declared coronavirus a national emergency, there have been outpouring of support for truck drivers from the public at large. On the other, truckers have struggled to find food, safe parking, as restaurants and rest areas across the country close for this silly virus. I'm just saying. You could view the president's remarks in the video that's listed in the show notes below. I haven't checked my YouTube channel to see if my last video, ever got a copyright strike for the video that I put in there. I did give them kudos in the description, so I just don't want to take a chance right now putting more videos out just yet until I figure out what's going on. And this next story, a trucker of course has to use his train horn to give a car driver a lesson in merging. I deal with that every day, all day long. Nobody knows how to turn their head. Look over your left shoulder, actually this way. Everything's backwards on this camera, so if I'm doing it wrong, you know, I'm trying to get my exercise, trying to get my calisthenics in right away. A truck driver said not just no, but hell no to a car driver who tried to sneak in front of him in this dash cam video, of course. This was shared back in March by Brad Pelcher, who writes, "If you want to play stupid games, I'll make sure you win a stupid prize. I'll hit you with the train horns till the low air buzzer comes on and let you get a good taste of the green lane," meaning the median. That's real smart of you, Mr. Pelcher. You know, maybe I don't get a lot of subscribers to this channel, but I'm going to voice my opinion. You're really showing how professional you really are, Mr. Pelcher. I'm like, really? Or he could end up like this next driver who survived a terrifying plunge off a Colorado bridge because he's being such a smarty with his train horn. Colorado authorities say that a truck driver is going to be okay after taking a wild ride off a bridge in Brighton. The Colorado State Police responded to this crash on April 16th around 12:45 in the afternoon. When they arrived on scene, they discovered a truck that had been traveling on Highway 85 in Brighton had crashed off of the highway through a guardrail and off the bridge, coming to rest with the cab on the ground, below and the trailer leaning against the bridge. Rescue crews helped the driver out of the cab. The truck driver was taken to the hospital for treatment of minor injuries, and the Colorado State Police are investigating the cause of the crash. Can we say he really need to clean out his britches? I didn't say that, did I? And TA is laying off thousands back in April amid this virus crisis. One of the largest truck stop chains in the U.S. announced a massive layoff caused by this pandemic. Now, at the time of this recording, I'm seeing signs all over the place that they're needing workers. So what, you're going to lay them off again? Really? Really? Why don't you hire back the people that you laid off instead of looking for new people? TA said that they would be laying off 2,900 field employees as well as 122 corporate employees, quote, primarily as a result of its full-service restaurant closures. Laid-off workers currently enrolled in a benefits program will be able to keep their health coverage. Employees who are laid off are also encouraged to apply for enhanced unemployment benefits under the CARES Act. Quote, this decision was very difficult, but these are unprecedented times. We believe this step is necessary to preserve the long-term success of our company and to ensure our essential services remain available for the millions of professional drivers who rely on us daily, end quote. TA says that all truck stop locations remain open to provide essential services like fuel, showers, restrooms, quick service restaurants, yeah, Popeyes, Taco Bell, hamburger joints, all the crap that isn't good for us, and convenience stores to truck drivers. But COVID-19 stay-at-home orders have resulted in an overall decrease in consumer demand, as significantly and adversely affected TA's full-service restaurant business. No, you closed the crap down because you were ordered to do so. So, let's say the truth and not all the BS. But anyway, after my little rant, now let's take a short break. This episode of Julia's Trucker Cafe is brought to you by My Patriot Supply. As truck drivers, we all know what it's like to be at a shipper's or receiver's and have to wait to be loaded for hours on end. Am I right? Especially produce coolers and paper mills. That's why you need to be prepared with extra food in your truck, especially with the bad weather coming in, like it is over here in Kansas, up in the Dakotas and Minnesota. 90 was shut down, Interstate 94 was shut down, along with 29. What are you going to do if there's no food and a truck stop was without power? That's why you need to stay prepared with My Patriot Supply. Now it's not what you're thinking. My Patriot Supply is delicious emergency food. They have food kits that are good up to 25 years. They come in a slimline tote that you can easily store in your food pantry or under your bunk. I can speak from experience. After living through Hurricane Katrina, we were without power for 10 days, me, my mother, son, and I. If it weren't for the MREs that were flown into us, we wouldn't have any food. There was 4 60-foot pine trees that broke in half during that storm and crossed my driveway and landlocked me in. That's when My Patriot Supply would have come in handy. If I knew then what I know now about My Patriot Supply, I definitely have some of this food stockpiled in my pantry. Now, for a limited time, you could get a 1-week supply of food in a handy and neat-looking ammo can, like you see here, for just $39. Look at all that food you get. It's a week's worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinners, just for $39. How do you get it? Where do you go, do you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Just go to my website at juliastruckercafe.com, click on the Emergency Food Supply tab, scroll down and click on any of the images to find out more information and get yours today. They even offer gluten-free food for under $100. Winter weather is here. What would you do if the interstate was shut down, just like I was talking about? You need to get My Patriot Supply and get it today. Hi, and welcome back to Julia's Trucking Cafe. Thank you for coming back and thank you for joining me. Now, in this next story, New York opens rest areas to truckers as a part of a plan to keep the city from going hungry. As part of an initiative to secure the food supply chain in New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio has opened 2 locations to serve as temporary rest areas for truck drivers. And this was written April 17th. New York City opened up 2 new truck parking areas as a part of a larger plan to ensure that residents don't go hungry amid the coronavirus outbreak. The first location is the Hunts Point Food Distribution Center in the Bronx. Been there. The other is the Global Container Terminal in Staten Island. Authorities say that both locations will provide drivers with portable toilets, trash cans, lighting, and security patrol to ensure that drivers can park and rest safely. The temporary rest areas are part of a $170 million plan called, quote, Feeding New York, end quote, that aims to provide meals for New Yorkers during the COVID-19 crisis while protecting the city food supply chain. New York officials pointed out that 90% of the city's food supply comes in via long-haul trucking. You're welcome. And sad to say that a popular Arkansas restaurant is closing after 47 years of being in business. This restaurant was a popular spot for truckers, which will close for good after decades of serving the public. Back in April, Philip and Sissy Brown announced that they would close Brown's Country Store and Restaurant after 47 years in business. The Browns said that they are retiring. Brown's Country Store and Restaurant is located off of I-30 in Benton, Arkansas. It has been closed since mid-March due to the coronavirus requirements. They said in a statement about their closing, quote, "We have enjoyed serving local patrons, friends, tourists, and celebrities over these many years. We have heard many memorable stories from locals who have talked to people all over the world who have experienced Brown's Southern hospitality and delicious food." The restaurant could seat about 400 people and was best known for its 100-foot-long all-you-can-eat buffet and menu items like Southern fried chicken, cinnamon rolls, and fried green maters. The Browns also said that they have donated enough food after closing each night to feed 500,000 people through various charities during their 47 years in business. So it's sad to see that, but congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Brown on your retirement. And a truck driver gets inspected, becomes visibly nervous. No, that's not food, and that's not mystery meat. Feds find 80 pounds of suspected cocaine and fentanyl. Border authorities say that a truck driver's nervous behavior tipped them off to a large amount of drugs hid in his vehicle. This happened April 17th at about 2 o'clock in the morning at the Blue Water Bridge located in Port Huron, Michigan. Officers with the Border Patrol stopped a truck hauling a load of flavoring syrup from California bound for Canada. They said the Canadian truck driver, who was a member of the Trusted Traveler program, was referred for a cab check. During that check, the driver became, quote, visibly shaken and was increasingly nervous. Well, duh, that's the first thing they look for. Officers reportedly discovered several bricks of suspected cocaine and fentanyl weighing more than 80 pounds during this cab inspection. The driver was, of course, arrested by feds, and he's facing federal prosecution for the exportation of illegal drugs. Why didn't you go after the guy who put the drugs in his cab that paid him instead of worrying about, chasing down the driver? But anyway, that's just me. You're going after the small fry, you need to go after the big fish. The incident remains under investigation by Homeland Security. Quote, the officers are working to keep the nation's economy moving, stop the shipment of illegal drugs from reaching its destination. Great job, good job. But now let's go after, the big fish, like I mentioned. And in Houston, back in April, truck drivers are protesting on the interstate, low rates. A group of truck drivers came together in Houston to southbound East Loop to protest. Of course, they got their 15 minutes of fame from the local news, and they're displaying a large sign that reads, "We are the resistance, honest prices on loads, fair fees from insurance companies, and broker regulations." Yeah, whatever. Houston police have shut down a portion of 610 at McCarty for the protest, which caused a large traffic backup. You know, you could watch the protest live, you know, on their Facebook page. If the whole country doesn't shut down, which the virus almost shut everybody down, you know, and I don't talk about politics on this channel, so, you know, it's just, it almost ruined the whole country, but anyway. And our top story is a trucker cheats death after his semi is struck by a train. Yeah, that's what's left of the cab. A bystander captured a stunning video of the moment that a train struck a truck with the driver still apparently inside. This happened April 20th in British Columbia around 11 in the morning. The Langley Royal Canadian Mounted Police said that a train hit a truck that was stopped on the railroad tracks just east of 196 8th Street. In the video captured at the scene, you can see that the driver is still inside his truck at the moment of impact. But incredibly, he's okay and was taken to the hospital only out of an abundance of caution and to clean his britches. Police said that they do not believe that the truck driver was impaired. The incident remains under investigation. Quote, "There's not believed to be a criminal element to this collision." And if you enjoy my show and would like to donate to the show, you'd like to support me, in the description below there will be 2 links. You could do a one-time donation or you could do a monthly donation. Anything, would greatly appreciate it. After a little bit, I know everybody's tight with money right now, but it is tax return time, you know. So anything would greatly help. This is all coming out of my pocket every month, but it does cost, you know, to put this show on every week. But anyways, I greatly appreciate all of you who tune in every week to listen to me here. Please subscribe to the channel below. If you are new to the cafe and you would like to check me out on other podcasts, I also have a podcast. At the bottom of every episode, you'll find the links to where else you could find me. You'll also links to the website at juliastruckercafe.com. There's a page of where else to find the podcast. You can on iHeartRadio or here on YouTube, iTunes. I also have a cooking channel, how-to channel. We also have a Facebook page. Please like us on Facebook, and I have a discussion group on the website and on Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, no worries. Go to Julia's Trucker Cafe. Go to the cafe menu. Scroll all the way down, and you'll see Julia's Trucker Cafe Happy Hour. That's a discussion board there as well, so you don't have to be on Facebook if you don't want to. I share recipes on the website and other videos, stupid shit that drivers do. You know, please subscribe to the email list. If you want to, you can see all these articles. I'll email them right to your inbox. This way you don't have to keep coming back and try to hunt for them on the website in case you forget. They'll be right there in your inbox. And in the future, if I have new things coming out, maybe specials, I'm going to be having giveaways, call out your card number. If you're on the email list, you'll have priority in getting those new things that are in the works. And before I forget, please don't feel free, I should say, to leave a comment on the bottom of any episode or in the comment section. I leave comments open. Please give a like or thumbs down. If you don't like the video, tell me what I could do better. Tell me, I've been trying different things. So you notice some videos I have the hat on, some videos I don't have the hat on. Some videos I wear my contacts, some videos I wear my glasses. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know what sucks, Let me know what I need to try differently. But if you have an idea for an upcoming show, please feel free to email me. My email is info@juliastruckercafe.com. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time. You have been listening to Julia's Truckin' Cafe Truckin' News Hour. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Take care. Have a blessed day.